Alright, what's happening everybody? Welcome back and thanks for watching. Today we're going to be all over the place. We're going to try and get some of the interior panels put back in, some of the wire harnesses. Obviously I have to take the front fenders off to get the chassis harness and the bay harness installed. We might clean up the motor and put a new oil pan gasket on that. So like I said in the last video, my son called me and he was a little upset that he doesn't have his car. Mind you, he doesn't know everything that we're doing. He knows I got him the Eclipse and he knows I'm going to paint it and put a carbon fiber hood on it. But we've been working on this thing a year and he's like, dude, it doesn't take that long to paint and put a carbon fiber hood on a car. What is taking so long? I'm sure that's what's going through his head. He didn't say that. He was super respectful and super patient. But I can't tell him everything that we're doing to the car because he hasn't seen the YouTube yet. And he's still thinking that, I'm sure he's thinking that I'm just slacking and I'm dicking the dog here on his car. But he doesn't know all that we're doing to it. He knows I got him the car and he knows I'm putting a carbon fiber hood on it, but that's all he knows. He doesn't know that we're putting the livery on it, we're putting air ride on it, we're putting big turbo on it, we're putting nitrous. He doesn't know any of that. So trying to still keep it a big surprise, I might just put the motor back in. I mean, obviously freshen it up, make sure that all the gaskets and timing belt's good, and put it back in the car. We don't have to go with the intake and the cams and all that. I can do that with him after I deliver the car, hopefully. So I'm kind of like, I'm running out of money and I'm running out of time. So I think I'm going to put the motor back in it, get it running good, and take it up there, and then as I can get parts, go up there and work on it with him, which would be freaking awesome anyway. But I need to get this car done and to him as quickly as possible. We're gonna definitely, we've got 3 months to finish this thing, so we're gonna have to obviously shave a few of the parts that I wanted to throw at it. If we can get the engine in it, get it running well, get the air ride on it, and get some rims and tires on it, I think, and the graphics. It has to have the graphics. That's like 90% of the look. But if I can get this thing 90% done, I'm going to get it to him. I'm going to try my damnedest to get it to him before he starts school. Then I've got a few months while he's going to school and doing his thing to get all the parts and pieces to build the engine. Then one weekend we can just jam out there, rip the engine out, put it together, and get it back in the car and get it tuned. So I don't know. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm kind of juggling and kind of trying to figure out with this car and getting it delivered and finished. I don't exactly know what's going on with the front subframe and everything. We just got it all mounted. We just got it all installed with the bushings and the shock mounts and everything. Everything's looking really good. But we don't have time to wait for Josh. So I kind of pressured him a little bit. I told him I was going to file a civil lawsuit against him, and hopefully he decides that he doesn't want that and he wants to send us the last parts. But I can't wait any longer. So we're going to try and get the air ride mocked up, the shelf mocked up, the engine cleaned up, and maybe touched up and freshened up a little bit with new gaskets and everything. I'm just gonna let this video, I don't want to, last video was a lot of talking and not a whole bunch. I mean, we pressed in the bearings, or bushings. We pressed in the sleeves. We got everything all mocked up and pushed in and done in the front. But there wasn't a whole lot of like work. There was a lot of work, but all sped up and condensed down. It was more talking than not. So this week I'm gonna let it just sit there and record, and I'm gonna do as much as I can. I'm gonna probably take the fenders off and work on the inside and work on the engine. I want to be a little bit all over the place, but I'm just gonna let it record and see what kind of a video we end up with in the end. Hopefully we'll get quite a bit done today. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I am energized and ready to crank some work out. So let's get some work done. Some of the really cool parts that we got that have been sitting on the shelf for a while. This is the old front motor mount. As you can see, it's shot out pretty good. It's all cracked. This is not even tight at all. So we went ahead and ordered this from Boosted Fabrication. It's super awesome, super shiny and pretty. And that'll get rid of this big, ugly motor mount and put this nice, pretty one on. So, but we're obviously not ready for that, because that doesn't need to be on until the motor goes in. And right before we put the motor in, we got a trans mount to match the motor mount. But this one's really cool. The oil filter housing with the big ports. The big ports are gonna let me run an external oil cooler. Try and keep this thing a little more cool. They have a tendency to overheat if you don't do maintenance. So we're gonna do all the maintenance and make sure it's awesome. And I got a vented hood, so that'll let a lot of that heat escape.
told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away. As you fade away.
Tonight. It's 10 o'clock at night. I should have a couple hours left in me, but I'm getting kind of tired. I did get a lot done today, I pulled the fenders off, got most of the wire harnesses all back and ran and everything. Started mocking up the fuse box. I don't know where I'm going to put that yet. I welded up the holes for it because I was gonna move it, but I don't really like it anywhere else. And without going in and extending a whole bunch of wires, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I'll probably just mount it back in the same area. I got some of the AC lines back in and ran. Yeah, so we actually did get quite a bit done today. Like I was saying, we got the hood latch brackets and the bumper holder painted up, the brackets in the back to hold on the back bumper. I took out the lights, reinstalled it with the brackets, so the back bumper is finished, it's done. Man, it took me a lot of time just to kind of work in the bay today. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do as far as the subframe and the. I talked to Josh today. He said, I'm gonna send you a package tomorrow. I said, well, unless I get a tracking number, I'm pulling this subframe out. And I hope that's not the case, because I'd much rather bolt on a steering joint and some inner and outer tie rod ends than to pull all that shit back out and fix and put the old stuff back in. I don't want to do that at all, but I am livid with Josh right now, and I'm over it. So it's up to him. If he sends me some stuff tomorrow, then good. We're square. We're done, and I don't have to deal with his ass no more. If not, well, then it'll be all bad, and I'll be extremely upset. But we did get quite a bit done today. I just put the radiator here just to mock up where I wanted the fuse box. I've still got to put the AC condenser in after I finish up the hood pins, put the AC condenser in and all that before the radiator even goes in. But yeah, it's looking like a car again. I did pull off the over fenders in the back so I could get the tail lights in and mounted and secured. I started doing the Sparko fuel door. I started doing it. Once I get all those little tidbits tied up, I'll put them on, and I'll put all the nice fancy black fasteners in. But pretty much basically I think we're done tonight. I'm gonna go run and grab something to eat and go to bed for a couple hours. I'll be back out here tomorrow morning at some point. I am gonna try tomorrow. Well, it depends. I still got fenders and bumpers and everything to put back on, and I gotta go to the junkyard and get one of the through grommets to go through the firewall, and then I gotta figure out a good way to put that in with the big aught cable, the battery cable coming from the back. So I'm gonna go get one of those. I'm not probably gonna do that tomorrow. I'm probably gonna wait on that for a week or so, see what happens with the subframe. But I'm gonna maybe try and do the oil pan gasket and freshen up the motor a little bit, because I'm thinking I want to stab the motor in this to get all the wire harnesses and everything all in place and start to get this thing back together. I do have to obviously do the turbo and all the charge piping and everything. I still need to get an oil cooler. I need to put on the awesome Evo 3 oil filter housing that'll allow us to run the oil cooler. And I still have to figure out something to do with the fuse box. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Alright, what's happening to everyone? Alright, it's the next day, and I want to put something in this hole. So I think we are going to do the motor today. We're going to take off the stock exhaust and the stock turbo. We're going to take off the oil pan, clean it up, freshen everything up a little bit, paint it, make it super badass. And this evening we're going to try and get it in the car. If we can get it in the car, I can finish mocking up all the wire harnesses and everything, and start getting the AC put back in it. And yeah, so we're gonna try and start working on that. I've obviously got a lot of little tidbits going right now, so we're gonna be jumping around a little bit, but our main goal today is I want to get this motor put back in. We can still do, if I come into a little extra time and a little extra money, we can still do cams and stuff while it's in the car. But I think that's my goal today, is to get that motor back in. So let's get into some work. Now I'm not tightening this up. I'm just kind of making it snug because I'm gonna clock the turbo and everything. I don't have any exhaust gaskets under there, so. But the turbo's like 100% upside down. So we are gonna clock it. And if you guys have never clocked a turbo, YouTube University is your friend. Pretty much basically you loosen these bolts on the compressor housing and the turbine housing, and that'll allow you to rotate the center, which that's what we need to rotate, because the oil feed line has to be straight up and the oil return line has to be straight down, because the only way that the turbo can get oil is through gravity. And I've already loosened the bolts and it's not letting me turn it. So I can turn that one, but I can't turn the center. So I must be missing a bolt somewhere. And it's probably that one way back in the horrible, horrible, horrible spot. Let me go get a 13mm wrench. Yeah, that is not working. Well, we didn't get near as much done today as we did yesterday. I am getting a little tired. I need to eat something. But I wanted to come on and say we were trying to get the motor in today, and I ran into a couple of problems, and I don't know if it's my error or if something's wrong, but the center of the turbo doesn't turn. I can't clock it, and I don't know why, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to do a little bit of research on that. Other than that, the oil filter housing that we bought, the Evo 3 badass one that we were gonna use so that I could run an external oil cooler, it doesn't fit. I don't know what it's for. It looks like the part. Everything looks like the part, but if I hold up the gasket, let me go grab the gasket real quick. If I hold up the gasket to it, those two bolt holes line up. Those two do not. And we got some weird big one here. So I don't know what this is to, but it doesn't fit on my motor. So now I have to try and find one very quickly that's for a 4G63. And it's supposed to be a Evo 3 4G63 motor. That's a bummer, but yeah, that's a bummer. But we are gonna try and get one as quickly as we can. I'm gonna start searching around again for it. Man, I'm tired. anyways, I need all new hoses and belts and everything for the motor. They look kind of, well, they are kind of dry rotted. I guess the heat got to them when I was trying to take them off. Some of them were crumbling, and I was just like, oh wow, thank God we wanted to freshen up the motor. So we're gonna get all new hoses and new belts. And I was actually surprised. The belts for this thing are, I think they're like 30 or 40 bucks or something like that. I was actually kind of surprised about that. I thought they were going to be in the $12 to $20 range. Anyway, we are going to concentrate on the motor a little bit later. If I still don't know what I'm going to do with the fuse box. Now, the reason why I wanted to get the motor and transmission in so bad today is because I wanted to see if the fuse box could mount on the core support and still clear the transmission and all of the bracketry and everything else. I like it up front. It lays flat with the frame rail. It looks really good. I really don't like it anywhere else. So that being said, it's either in the stock location or down there, just above the on the side of the radiator, just above the transmission. But it'll probably be the stock location because I'm not exactly sure if it'll clear the transmission. And I still have to run and grab a boot, a firewall boot for the wire harness to come through the firewall. But yeah, we fought with that a little bit today, and nothing worked out as well as I wanted it to. But I'm kind of dragging a little bit right now, so I'm gonna go and get something to eat and maybe edit last week's video a little bit. I still haven't posted it because I still got to add music and everything. But yeah, if I catch a second wind, I'll come back out, and there's a couple of things I need to do. I need to straighten up the holes for the Sparco fuel door and bolt that. Then I can put that over fender back on and connect it to the filler neck for the fuel tank. Now I can't really do anything with the fuel system yet because I still need to get lines to run from the fuel tank up here into the engine bay, where I still have to get a fuel filter. Then I'll have to get a fuel line from the fuel filter to the fuel pressure regulator, and from the pressure regulator to the fuel rail and injectors. So yeah, it's a kind of all over the place. I'm sorry that we didn't get very much done today. I got a little bit of video. It should turn out, once I edit it out, it should turn out to be a pretty good video. We did, like I said yesterday, we got quite a bit accomplished. It's looking really good. I just got to try and pick systems and work through them and knock them out as quickly as I can.